Welcome guys to Kai Design Center, a Revit tutorial presented by Kai Pascal. Today we are having lesson number 3, and today we is learning how to start designing. And in our last class we saw how to offset grid lines, which if you have not watched the tutorial, watch tutorial lesson number 2. So today we'll be seeing on how to insert walls into Revit, doors, windows, trim and offset, create curtains, and it's an assignment of a 2-bedroom of 4x3 and a living room. You can send it to our class tutorial group on WhatsApp or to my WhatsApp number 674974443. I'm sorry for the noise outside. I'm in an office where a space where others are using, so you can't control the noise. So let's get started. Today we'll be looking at first walls and properties. Now this is our environment. Things like the grid lines will not be our discussion again for today. So let me just walk this will not be our discussion for today, but if you think there is anything you can ask of, you try to watch our tutorials, you'll be able to follow and get the right thing. Alright, so let's say this is my own grid line. I have my 3-bedroom and my bedroom and my living here. Assuming that this is my setup, you may also have your own. We can always have our walls on this palette here, which is wall. Under this wall you have so many walls. So what we'll do is I will take what we call architectural walls. Now under architectural walls we have so many of them here. So you just need to choose one of the walls and define it your way. In our later exercise we'll be seeing how to work with defining exteriorly, interiorly, the quality, the this and this. But today we want to see how just to configure a wall. Let it be within the reach of your country. Like with us in my country, we are using a wall of 15 for elevated walls and a wall of 20 for foundation. So we may be in different environments, so we have to configure it. Let me take an 8-inch wall here. When I pick the wall, I come to edit. In editing, I take duplicate. Here I define my wall. I can call it a wall 15. Now when I take OK, it has already given me a wall of 15. I have to edit it. So we come to structure. On that structure here you have category of wall. Let's say for now we are just taking brick. We don't want anything. Let's take brick. Okay, this is outside this brick. This one is awful for me. Let me just take a concrete. That's just a material you find. It's not actually that is made out of concrete. Now my wall, I want it to be 15. I take OK. Now wall have their materials. You may want to find hashing. To some people, some want it to be darkened, some people want it. So you have to do it under coarse fill pattern. So for now, let's first of all work out without doing the coarse fill pattern, and then we'll use it with coarse fill pattern. So I'll take OK. So the next thing I do is automatically snaps to the center. I take it back to this edge, to this edge, to this edge, to this edge. Come again to this edge. I've already defined my wall. But now these walls are based on the elevation you're giving it to. Remember in our previous exercise I taught you how to work with elevations, how to define your floor plans. Now let me go to elevation. I'll call this one ground floor, which is at 0, 0. from the ground floor. And let's say I'm designing a bungalow, and then this one is tiling. I think okay. So on my design here, I'll click on my wall. You hold down control, you click with your control held down, you come to this. The base constraint is at ground level, and the top constraint will put it at high beam. Now when you define it this way, you realize that it is ending at 3, it is not going up again. If we were going up to the second floor and you want your walls to meet at second floor, you go to top constraint and put it at. Now back on ground floor again, you see that our walls are just the way they are. Now we want to hash it. Let it actually look like walls. We come back here, we go to this, we go to cost field. On that cost field here, on that cost field, click somewhere here to pop up. So these are the different ones. Let's choose this for now and see the behavior. Okay, you can see it from outside. To people who want it this way, and to those who don't want it this way, you may want to fill the whole thing. You go to edit type. On that edit type, you come again to constraint. Excuse me, you take solid, take apply, and this. So this is now your wall. It's filled this way. So anyhow you want to design your field, you just have to do it this way. Now the next thing we'll be doing is we want to see this wall in 3 dimensions. We come up to views. On that views, we come to 3D. On that 3D, you may just click 3D as a default, but I want to position a camera. So I pick up the camera. I want it to be by the side. Now I click the camera, I hold my mouse down and draw it towards the area where it's suitable. I release it, I click. So it has opened it up there. So that's just the wall there. Here it is still showing because it has not been given the realistic material. Now for you to view the realistic material, you come to this, you click on visuals and take realistic. So you see that it is that concrete we have choose as our finishing materials. So in our subsequent classes, we'll be teaching you how to go about the walls, exterior material, interior, and other fine tuning. So that is it for wall for now. The next thing we'll be looking at is how to insert our doors. Now how do we insert our doors? We go back to this area, we go to doors. Now what comes out at default? So you may want to choose a door which is somehow, but let's work with the default first. Let's say this is the default, and now under my default I can define it door 90. Now it's not just 90, so this is our width here is 91. I want it 90. Our height 2, I put it 210. It's an interior door and whatsoever. So you may want to define the materials. Like my door here, you have the door panel and the frame. So you just pick it, take your cursor towards the wall, you click. Say let this man be opening like this, you click. Now the door is opening this way. You may want to change your positions. So you click here on this arrow for it to move on this section. If I want it to fall out, I click down, I click in. So basically that is what you have to do. Now assuming that I have done this door and this is 90 and I want to change this one to 70, I just come to this, I come to duplicate, I call this one door 70. On that 70, I come to the width, put it 70. It has automatically changed this door to 70. So that is it. So that is how you can have it. That's how you can have it. on your doors. So I may want to check to see my constraint. You see height is 0, meaning that it's starting from the normal level 0, upward. If we wanted it to start at a plus something, you introduce it here. So the level of this constraint is ground level. So that is it for doors. Now we can view it on 3 dimensions or on elevation by getting to the elevation. Let's see the south elevation, which is this one. We just double click there. See, it has portrayed itself there. So that is how we fit doors in Revit. Now let's go back to our ground floor and do some changes. Let's say this door here is just let's view it first in 3 dimensions. In 3D, under 3D you come to 3D. Whenever it's close with other cameras, you have a plus, you click on the plus sign, it opens up. So we have this view. So you see this is the door, but this door does not have properties that we may want to, and we want to use other nice doors in the library to do A or B. So what we'll do is that we may click on the door, come to this, under edit, we come to load. In loading, here I may go to doors. You see, these are my doors in the preview panel here. So I may just come to doors. I want to choose a door that will be good for me. Let me check. Alright, let's say I take this one. I take OK. So automatically it has brought in that big door. So this door has not been defined, but that's just how you can change your door. So from here now I'll be able to see, let me walk out my door and see from what to do and what not to do. Yes. So it may not work properly in some cases because maybe the door you have in your library is of a higher version and the version you are using is a lower version. So when you choose that kind of a door, it may not fit in this. So let's choose another door that is a bit presentable for now. We are not into locus designs. Okay, let me come to this. Okay, let me pick this one. Okay, I think this one is good for the scene. You see that the door has its panel, it has its door handle and everything. So we may just want to work on the materials. Imagine the door came with this kind of a funny look. You may want to work on the material and you may want to do other things in it. So basically, when you come to the library here and you cannot find space for material or editing of material, you come onto the door itself, you right click, you open up to a new panel. That's when you can edit its material. See, these are the materials it had initially. So I can define a material to be as a crate. Take a rename, create a material, maybe let's say wood. Under wood, I may come to my materials here and define wood. Okay, let me assign elevation. Take assign and okay. So generally, it has been assigned wood. Let me just export it and override. Okay, you see it has changed. So we now have our wood. So same for other materials. Maybe you want to change all of the material. You just double click on it, it opens up to this material. You click here on the element you want to work on. For instance, like I changed this one initially, we want to change this frame. it is frame mulon. So I may come here, it's having a this thing, yeah, I may come here and define it. Since I have wood, I define wood again. Take apply, I take what you call load to project. Each time you do you edit an element, you have to load it back to the project and you override the initial one that's there. So if we look at it in our camera, you see it has been arranged. So basically that is what we'll be doing for now. But as we move on with our program, we'll see how to create this door our way. Remember, everything in designing is making it suit your standard. Okay, the next thing we'll be creating a window. There's a window icon here. Here we just have fixed window. So we may want to define, I have even some windows is because I've been working, but for beginners you just have fixed windows like this. So I may take a fixed window and I call it, I say let me duplicate it first, call it window 120. That's just my own definition to the window. The height of the window will be 150. Now since I have a door of 210, I'll put a 120. Windows width 150. So I'll just pick this first two for now. I click, I throw out. So this is my window. Let me go again. Click and throw, click and throw. So this is my window. And now on my window, you may have two ways of getting the actual seal height. Here is 0. I think 0.3 something. Let's go to elevation and see what we mean by seal height here. It means from ground to this level is 0.3 something, but it's obvious we need our windows to be 90 centimeter from the ground. So what we'll do is you either place your windows first and define their height, or you place them later. Remember, if you want to select the elements or the same elements, maybe 50 of them, you hold down control. So now I'll change this to 90, which is this. So it has surely shifted up. Come again here. So this is it. It's just that we did not understand the window or the height of the door. Definitely it's not 210. So let's go to design again. 1.45. You just see it has gone beyond. So we align it at that level. We can adjust them with as time goes. Now the second option of placing the window is clicking on the window and defining the height 0.9 and then placing the window. Then you can do it without coming to choose again. So these are the methods of applying the windows on the wall. Now what happens is that I may look at this window and I want to use a sliding window. I have to come to this, I go to load, I scroll down to my windows. So we have windows here, different windows. So this is just the principle of window setting. Okay, we might want to do it this way. We just take open, we take this, it's loading, we apply. So it has changed the windows. So each time you have a window and you want to do another window, if you have defined the initial window, for instance, we have defined this was window 90, 150. Now you just have to click on it and take edit. It gives you the possibility to change your windows. So definitely we have this. So you see that this window in particular has changed, while the others have not changed. And if you want to do it for all, you can as well define them. So this one is a double window, this is window 90. Now for me to use this window and apply here, I come to pick property and I click, sorry, pick property, I click on the window I want to change and I apply the next way by clicking on it. So it will automatically take this window and transfer the properties to this window. So basically that is windows and doors. The next we'll be seeing is trim and offset. After windows we want to see trim and offset. Let me go to plan again. For instance, we had this up to this level, we had this up to this level. Now we want to trim this man up to this level. We click on trim, we click on the target and we click where we want to be left over. So for instance, this is the side I want to leave. So I will click on this man as being the target and I pick where I want to leave it go. So that is trim. The next is offset. Offset here, when you enter offset, you must enter the distance up here. It is written here offset. For instance, I want to offset 3 meters. I click on it, you see it is already indicating by either offsetting to the right or to the left. So I click. And what happens with the Revit offset is that it carries alongside the elements that are initially. So this is offset. So that is it for offset. You may just want to, for instance, I want to change the offset. I entered 2 here. So offset in front 2. There's a serious problem. Okay, so that's just it for offset. You may do as many offset as you want. Now there is a problem of creating curtains. Now you may want to design such that a certain portion of your project from down to up is a glassy kind of stuff. So what you do first is to create what we call curtains. Creating curtains, what you do is you choose the area where you want to. By how do you choose the area? You may pick up our split here. You see, I move with my split. I may move for, let's say, here, and I want it to end here. So let's say this one is where I have to split it. So when I click, I split this, this element becomes a single unit on its own. Now the next thing you do is you come to this and pick curtain wall. When you click on curtain wall, it will automatically create you a wall here. So generally you view it on 3 dimensions. It's just a plain wall, meaning that it's from down to up. So you have to define it so that it will actually look like a window. And how do you define it? You go to architecture, you go to cutting grid. Now cutting grid is only helping you to further split this element into sectors. So I've split it in the middle. I split it here. You split it here. So you may as well define the distance. Let me say 2. 1. So you just define it. Now in the middle of this cutting, I may want to do what we call alignment. Align. It says 6. I'm sorry, 0.6 instead of. Okay. We'll discuss that later on. So now we have already split this. Now you can create your cutting and whatsoever you want to create in here by going again to this and choosing the mullock. Now the mullocks here are some smaller pieces Maybe it can be frames of uh, 2 by 2 centimeter, which is 20 millimeter. So you just pick the element, you click on area that have been separated, it will automatically generate. That is it. So you see that we have already created two kind of windows: the normal window that is fitted, and with the help of our cutting wall, we are able to create another window here, a window from down to top. You may as well create it from here to up. As we'll be going, you will see other procedures on how to go about it, and always make sure you do your exercise and pass it. Now, something I want people to know, because I'll need it in my assignment, is dimensions. So how do you just get some quiet dimensions as time goes by? Let me just work with the linear dimensions. With linear dimensions, let me go to alignment first. With alignment, it's speaking from center to center to center. So you see 3 point this and 5. So it is a method. So if you want to dimension, you come to alignment, you just come to the middle, you click, and come to this edge, you click, it will automatically dictate your center for you. So well, viewers and students, try as much as possible to do this. I want to see the assignment done and presented in snapshots in our group so that we can move ahead. Thank you.